Hello, the channel. Welcome back. International Week. I'm sure everybody's absolutely buzzing that it's International Week. Not. Absolutely not. Anyway, still got some games on, so I suppose that's better than nothing, but that's all you can say about it, really. Um, Picking some teams for midweek. So, for that, a quick review of the current game week. Celtic tried their best to scupper it, but turned out pretty well. So I think that's all the games finished now, to be honest. Quite a lot of cards won. Just a bit frustrating, obviously, in terms of the tiers. Celtic in the last 5 minutes again, honestly. Every time take off Carter Vickers, but brilliant game week. We'll have a nice fun rewards opening tomorrow night. So it is what it is. So anyway, on to this international week. Mainly internationals. There are a couple other games on, like Argentina's playing Rosario. So America's open. The other thing to point out from this quick list is that there's no data here for Australia and Japan. So it's got to use the old noggin and work that out, etc. I had a quick look over this before in the last video, so I won't spend too much time on it. But Poland against Estonia's always seems like a standout fixture. So like Lewandowski, I think, could do some damage. Alkus, not many cards there, but here at Lanzalotte is fit again, so he has some old Argentinos cards. Lithuania against Gibraltar, and so if you know your Lithuanian players. Greece against Kazakhstan, 60% expected clean sheet, so it'll be one for Odysseus holders there as well. Ukraine against Bosnia, interestingly, in play sharper. Trubin's only 60%. Forgot about the fine form of Andrei Lunin, so that's an interesting one. I don't know, I think I still expect Trubin to start, but we'll need to take that into account in terms of players as well. Wales, so guys like Nico Williams, etc. Don't know who's all in the squad. Not done much research into that. I know Nico Williams is in the squad. Brennan Johnson, guys like that. Obviously cards on Sorare as well. Israel. From my point of view, I think Abada's in the squad, but he's only 20% start. Not really been playing much. So in terms of players, etc. Going to start where we usually start, and that's under 23s. Explain that just a wee minute. So I think the rewards, I had a look at this. I think the rewards this week are actually pretty good, considering the amount that's on. I mean, in all honesty, like 19 cards and under 23s is quite good, and there's a star rare for first as well. So kind of pretty interesting, to be honest. Just that it's going to be a complete mind-boggling decision in terms of who to pick. Now, Karel Hein is the Estonian goalkeeper. Trubin still like to think he'll start. I think that Osako will start for Japan, but problem is Osako and Zion Suzuki have been rotated, so I just don't know about that decision. I don't know who's going to start there. I think Osako was the number one beforehand. He's been playing pretty well. The only thing that's in my mind is Suzuki's got his move to Europe, and you'll see like even Japanese team, a lot of times the managers will favour guys who are playing in Europe, etc. So it's a real tough decision. I don't know whether going it safe and just going for Kalheim is the move, but I think Estonia are pretty poor at the back, so I guess it's going to have to be Truman. I mean, there's not a huge amount of choice, but there we go. Defender wise, I think I'd love to play Sugawara, but I don't know if he's going to start either, right? So that's, I think, like actually, it's going to be a case of playing it a bit safe. King and Lee, I think, will start. I think he's not really much doubt that he'll start for South Korea. A bit of a brain freezer. Now, another thing to watch out for here as well. Game this week. There's definitely folk missing from this list again, isn't there? Yeah, why is Abada not showing us having a game? I don't get that. Israel game's covered, isn't it? So need to be careful of that. Obviously, I'll be reviewing this list closer to time. Sometimes it takes Opta a bit of time to update the actual sort of squads as well. So there we go. Forward wise, Take Kubo. So Take played at the weekend. So again, not really sure that he's going to start for Japan, but like even with me having quite a lot of cards, I'm not really blessed with a great choice here. And I may well take a risk on Sugawara here. Now looking at the availability left, I mean, get this guy, Janitis, this guy that sounds like he's some sort of disease. I just keep him for that, just for the absolute banter. Dylan Levitt hasn't always even been playing for Hibs, to be honest. So I don't know if he's going to get game time for Wales. So I think it's going to look something like this, and maybe Lee Kangen. So we'll need to double check and see what the story is with starters, etc. I mean, if they all start, that's a very strong team. But the question is, do they all start? That is a question. I think we're going to have to head for All-Star Rare Pro next. To them where the most juicy rewards, etc. Don't think there's any real doubt about that. So again, just to demonstrate in terms of the rewards, this is where we're talking about prize pool. So 2-star rares getting given out is pretty good for a week like this. I know people always criticise rewards and all that sort of stuff in Sorare. I'm not becoming a Sorare sympathiser, but like that's actually pretty good. So Lanzalotta, interestingly, a bit of a standout here. So that is very interesting. So I don't think I'll be running a second Trubin in here. Hradecki is definitely, I would say, probably the most safe goalkeeper I've got in terms of playing against Wales. But it's away against Wales. Clean sheet chances, I don't know. It's an interesting one. From what I can see, Lanzalotta is available. I think he's going to be playing, so I might change my mind on that once I go over it. But got to play for kind of the best scores as well. Mavropanos usually does pretty well for Greece, so that's interesting. Sugawara I've already used. Johan Romana is an interesting one. So I've got a couple of options here. Mavropanos might actually come in as an extra, I don't know. I'm going to play Romana. He's been pretty solid, to be honest. So, obviously this is the plus or the pro, so you need to pick some super rares. Rixo Doan's a pretty interesting option as well, so it's quite nice to have some options like this. Using King and Lee in the 23s, I think, still makes sense. They actually used Daisen Maeda super rare here as well, so all sorts of interesting choices here. Sebastian Szymanski, I don't think I trust to start for Poland. He's not even playing that well for Fenerbahce, so I think kind of in weeks like this, you got aim towards guys that are a bit more nailed to start. I don't know. G. Kamaka's in great form, so a bit tempted by him, but Lewandowski, main man for Poland. And then what do we do with the last position? Who are Japan? It's a pretty good fixture for Japan, right? It's kind of interesting. So Take's up there as well, and Daisen. Maeda's been playing pretty well recently as well, so it's quite a fun team, isn't it? I suppose we'll see the results and see how much fun we have. But so yeah, can max out the requirements by doing this, and I think it'd have to be Lewandowski, captain. He's the best fixture in terms of expected goals. He's on really good form again as well. Main man for them, I think takes penalties, all that type of stuff as well. And some other guys here who still have a chance to throw in. So probably pick another team as well. Caps wise, I think I'm just going to pick the All Star first, and then I'll fill out the caps. So All Star rare pro rare. So obviously this is filtering out the players who have super rares for. So I might use Radecki in here. I mean, I'm trying to avoid where possible just guessing what goalkeeper's going to start. I remember having a brilliant looking under 23 team for one of the previous qualification rounds. It just got decimated at kickoff. So that was pretty poor. And I forgot about Lunan really with Tribune only 60%. That kind of makes sense. So Radecki, I suppose if Wales do struggle a bit, then he should put in a good score. Mavropanos always pretty good for Greece. So that's definitely one to remember. So I guess I'm going to have to use Sebastian Szymanski then, right? So it doesn't look as if I've got many other options left because I've used Reece Odo, and this guy does definitely sound like a virus of some description. Although he's got an easy fixture, so I wonder if he plays for Lithuania. I'll go with Szymanski. He can do some damage from the bench as well. Big Giacomakis. And Tsimikas. Who else does he do? Minamino as well. Japan get a pretty good fixture, so clean sheet percentage wise, I think we'll go for Mavropanos. It kind of doesn't really score that highly for West Ham, but he's a pretty good guy to have for these weeks. So when I did pick him up, it was mainly for a sort of punt into the EPL in season type thing, but scores well for Greece. So I remember that from having these limited and stuff before. There's nothing else really kind of standing out except this guy, Giannitis, for other reasons other than the sporting reasons that we're discussing here. So there we go. That's a couple of players picked. I suppose we could try and squeeze in another under 23 game. That's annoying me why those other fixtures not showing up. Team fixtures. Yeah, Israel are definitely playing it. So I wonder why Abada and stuff's not showing up there. I'm pretty sure it's covered as well. Let's just double check that. It must just be the squad update stuff. So you can go in here and you can check the matches that are covered. So let's do that. La Liga Pro, don't care. Argentinos, knew about that. San Lorenzo. So yeah. Australia, Lebanon, Japan, Korea against Thailand, Singapore against China, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Georgia. So Kvaratskhelia, but a pretty good option this week, you would have thought, for Georgia. Bosnia, Ukraine, Greece, Wales, Israel, Poland, Gibraltar and Lithuania. So yeah, must just be a squad thing with... I think Abada was out of one of the previous squads, so you be careful of that. Have a look at your gallery, make sure you've got everybody sort of boxed off there in terms of what's happening. I'm going to chuck in under 23s. Why not? Why not? Right. Will we try and guess the goalkeeper for Japan? Ooh, Osako. Nico Williams. Let's just chuck in this guy for the banter. So I'm going to have to actually go and do some research now and see whether or not this guy plays for Lithuania. That is embarrassing, isn't it? But anyway. He's only 19, so maybe he doesn't play for Lithuania. I don't know. Does he? Does he not? Franco Barra's scores have been rotten, so I think I'd rather probably risk this guy. Tahirovic, did he get a call up for Bosnia? Again, probably have to have a look at that. Don't think Saikan will feature for Ukraine. Tempted to fling in an Abada, to be honest. 14%. He is only 20% to start with Israel, but that's just to start. So, and then who else we're going to play? This is like the dregs now. What I hate with this stuff is I know it's not Sorare's fault, right? But it's pretty Opta thing and all that sort of stuff. But it's just frustrating that there's guys who obviously have a game that don't show up under potentially having a game. So, that's what it is. I'll shut up about it now. I suppose I'll have to chuck in Tahirovic because I don't think Sorare's not been playing, so there we go. Captain Nico Williams at home for Wales. Again, that's pretty chucked in, so I wouldn't really be paying much attention to that in terms of fixtures and stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's a tough weekend. But then if one of them pops off and you win one of those tournaments or whatever, then fair dues. I mean, it's one of those weeks where not much on. So if you do have something on, then you've got a fair chance. I mean, obviously Australia could win to nil or whatever, and everybody was saying ban Australia stacks, which is fine. You know, I mean, if people are planning ahead for stuff like this, etc., then that's absolutely fine by me. So anyway, we've got some rewards to open. I get 2 weeks off doing the Celtic play sharper predictions. Get a wee bit of a break till we come back to the game against Livingston after the break. So that's quite cool as well. So I don't think there's really anything else to sort of cover there. As I say, just be careful with your teams. If you've got a team out, etc., just double check your gallery. Maybe double check, see who's in the different squads, etc. It's quite hard to find some of them. So maybe ask around in groups and things. People have got pictures flying about of the squads and all that sort of stuff. Save yourself a bit of time. Anyway, we'll end in customary fashion now. If you're playing midweek, good luck. Go for it.